Welcome to Whisper Walls, presented by Word Limit. In this series, where rumors of an impending apocalypse drive people to record their stories, hoping someone, somewhere, will listen. Tonight's story, titled Memory Bank, is about a place where people store their most precious memories, where happiness is locked away for safekeeping. But when a heist leaves one man robbed of his past, he has no idea why. Or maybe he does. If you enjoy these tales and want to hear more, follow us on X at WordLimit and on Instagram at WordLimitPod, or visit our website at wordlimit.com. This story is set to capture your attention with a 37-word limit. This is The Memory Bank.
My name is Clyde Cassius, and I work at the bank. Not just any bank, the Memory Bank. I'm the operations coordinator there. Only a little grander than the day-to-day, really, but it sounds important, and I suppose what we do is, in a way, important. Essential, even, in times like these. It wasn't always this way. Remember when there was a time when people had no need for it? But things changed. Fast and strange. Inflation went wild. Unemployment soared. And with that, crime. It was as if every nice thing a person owned had a target on it. You buy yourself a watch, something with a bit of weight to it, and before the day was out, it was stolen and halfway to some black market stall in eastern Bolapia. Muggings, break-ins, home invasions. Who wants that in their life? People stopped buying watches. Really anything of value. No more fancy cars and jewelry. So people only wanted to invest in experiences. Things they could tuck away inside themselves. They turned to moments, special occasions, things that no thief could swipe. A sunset on Santorini, a front row concert, a moment that was yours alone. Well, that's what they thought. But someone always finds a way, don't they? Where it all started was at a lab operated by the organization known as ZOCAD. From what I understand, these brilliant minds in white coats were trying to help people struggling with PTSD. They found a way to extract memories causing stress and anxiety. The technology allowed to remove memory events from your life that would contribute to said anxiety and stress. The science of it, I do not know more than what I read online. The researchers were able to isolate certain neurons that would be triggered by certain situations. A subject was put in makeshift environments to trigger PTSD. They could simulate an event for a subject to have certain reactions. From there, they could review brain activity and isolate where the neurons were firing. They used some nanobots to extract the elements or whatever it was from the brain and remove that triggering event. The technology would download that memory onto the nanobots and lift it right out of your head. Like taking a thorn out of your mind. They started with veterans, teachers who'd survived school shootings, police officers, anyone with trauma lodged deep within. When these memories were removed, they were then able to be observed by psychologists and sometimes used for patients' breakthroughs. Individuals were able to watch the actual event itself like a movie. This technology became so advanced that it was able to start identifying those traumatic events with no requirement for creating those situations to cause a trigger for the neurons. The tech just knew what to isolate. Then, somehow, these nanobots were stolen, misplaced, or how some have theorized, escaped. The nanobots were reprogrammed to remove the happiest moments from a person's memory. Suddenly, The very memories that people had turned to for comfort were being plucked right out of their minds. And it wasn't just anyone who was hit, it was the wealthy, the high profile, the elite. So Zocad, in a sort of corporate apology, launched the memory bank. And it became an issue, because you had these people moping around with their happiest memories taken from them. We were the first of our kind. A vault for memories. People came from all over the world to deposit their most precious memories for safekeeping. It was an elite service at first. We had CEOs, actors, politicians, even a few sultans storing memories with us as our first customers. But as we didn't want to discriminate on who can store a memory, we opened it up to everyone. The security for the memory was in a tier system, as in the more money you pay, the more protected your memory. I paid my monthly fee for it, and it was always quite stunning when I saw the receipt. But on top of the security, we offered a special service. The Pastorium Chamber. The purpose of this chamber was twofold. One, you could relive a memory. Not just remember it, but feel every moment as if it were happening again. The chamber was a 4 to 5D environment, so you could feel every bliss of that first kiss again, breathe the same air, and hear the same sounds. And two, reliving that experience with all of its senses would create a duplicate of that memory. Meaning you could still remember that memory, and if someone were to swipe it, you still had the original stored at the bank. People would come in all the time to relive their memories. I could always tell by the people that come, their expressions, by the way they clutched at their memories like priceless artifacts. Their treasures weren't jewels or cars anymore. It was the laughter of a child, the last sunset with a loved one, moments you couldn't replace. As a manager of this bank, I, nor was anyone, privy to anyone's personal memories. That's law. We are not able to view it, be around it, and or document it. There are only 2 trusted individuals that are there for the process of extraction, storing, and replaying the memory. These 2 trusted workers are known as the Mind Guardians. The Mind Guardians arrive daily to the facilities, cloaked, hiding them from others. No one knows how they look like for safety reasons, one for us and the other for them. Can't have people know who you are that knows pretty much everyone's happiest thoughts and secrets. There have been plenty of times our bank almost got robbed, but we have always thwarted it. But this one particular event was maybe my fault. The individuals that came in to rob came in looking like the Mind Guardians. They knew exactly where to go. I remember guiding them, and there was a citrusy perfume scent one of them was wearing. Per protocol, no scent is allowed near the memory storage compartments as it can interfere when a client relives their memory. So I wanted to remind the Mind Guardians about the protocol, and when I tapped one of their shoulders, I was blindsided by the other one with an elbow to the face, knocking me to the ground. In my dizzied state, they tied me up and started robbing the memories. It's not like I have never been ambushed before, but for whatever reason I was weak. I could not fight back. The fake Mind Guardians knew that they could not get the top-tier memories, but they wanted the common folk memory. Even though the common folk memories didn't have the security of the top tier, it was still highly protected. But these guys knew what to do and how to do it. All memories are stored in the compartments on an object that looks like a neon glow stick, honestly half the size of an average index finger. They took all these memory sticks and stashed them in a pillow sack. From watching the security footage, they split up. One knew to go to the back of the bank, and the other headed straight to the front doors when the alarms were going off. and the cops caught up to the guy in the front. He was able to elude them, but he dropped his stash. And as we had to put these sticks back in the right place, I was responsible for putting them all back. For the first time, I was allowed to look inside another person's memory. With the help of the pastorium, of course. It was surreal. Living other people's happiest days. Weddings. Holidays. First dates. I kind of understood why this would be a hot commodity to steal. Each experience was an endorphin release. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I felt everything those individuals felt. I don't know if this is similar to being injected with a drug, but I can understand why people would want these memories, as it would have all the same benefits without any of the side effects. Also, I felt the common folks' memories must be tied to more emotions than others. It's one thing to be on a yacht sipping champagne. It's another where the happiness you get is watching your baby walk for the first time. But there was something strange when I went through these memories. For almost more than half of the memories, one man kept appearing in different memories. A figure in the background of someone's happiest day. Then in others, it was as if he had this strange ability to be exactly where he was needed. He wasn't famous or anything, just present. Almost like he knew what people needed before they knew it themselves. Then there was the last memory I handled. I stepped into the pastorium and found myself by a lake. The air smelled sweet, like jasmine, and had a familiar, citrusy scent. I looked at the water and saw myself as a woman I'd never seen before. She was beautiful, a 30-something brunette. And then up ahead, walking towards me as the brunette, was me. We embraced. And as we walked a few more paces, I saw me, the real me, get on my knees and propose to her. This was all so strange. That was the memory. Once I came out of it, I found the right compartment that it was to be stored in, which was simply labeled as Eve Proposal. I didn't know an Eve. I wanted to know an Eve. That is, until I realized something. When I was getting to the last client who had their memories taken, I saw that it was me. There were no memories in the pillow sack left. All my happy memories were taken. When I looked back at the security footage, I identified that it was Eve who was one of the robbers. Eve, whoever she was, had taken everything. All my best moments gone. She'd left me hollow. Not even a whisper of who she'd been to me. But why? I watched the footage of her and her accomplice, a kid, like she'd found a partner in crime. Why did she want me to forget her? So Eve, whoever you and wherever you are, I don't know who you are. But I think I loved you. So if you ever hear this, why is it that you wanted me to forget you? Just want to let you know, I quit my job at the memory bank. Last day was a couple weeks ago. But I didn't leave empty-handed. So let me fill you in on a secret. The bank had a vault, not only for happy thoughts. We also had a vault for those sad and dramatic thoughts. Before I quit, I went into that vault when I shouldn't have. And perhaps I took a stash. I think some may belong to you. And some other important people. So let me know if you want to meet to watch together. We can call it a first date. We can call it a first date. Eve. Eve. Please. Find me. Or I'll find you.
Thanks for listening. Please subscribe to our channel for more stories and series. Again, please follow us on X at WordLimit and Instagram at WordLimitPod, or visit us at wordlimit.com, where we strive to connect and never lose your attention.